We're really excited to be involved in the maker movement here and be bringing the maker movement to kids, especially even some of the really young kids. One of the things I've noticed in my own experiences going to maker fairs is that often they don't really engage the youngest kids, and I think that's really missing an opportunity. Some of the exciting things about the maker movement is that it embeds a lot of the STEM concepts directly in real life activities, so the kids get an experience of actually making and doing. So one of the examples we have is here at our robot table. We start with a 2D piece of paper that we've cut out, and the kids actually get to fold it and make it into a cube, and then they get this real life experience of a square has 4 sides, but a cube has 6 sides, and they can actually physically see that. And then they can take this and make this a building block into their robot. I have a few examples of some robots that were made here in our robot creating space. We've got this guy here, and he's actually got wheels on the bottom, and he kind of has a little bobble head. And when we talk to the kids, we actually talk to them about what the functions of the robot are and try to get them to think about whether they need to move or stay still. I have another robot here. He's called a Hopper 3000. And he actually has this cup on the bottom so that he can bounce. I think it's really important for the kids to have the idea that the robots have a function, and that when they add parts to them, they're adding parts so that the robots are functional for different reasons. As I mentioned before, the maker movement focuses on science, technology, engineering, and math, a group that's often referred to together as STEM and is a real focus in education right now. But we actually call it STEAM. We add in the arts. And to me, the arts are a really important part to tie it all together. It really adds that spark of creativity, and it really gives the kids something to focus on to embed all of those skills into something that they really enjoy and makes them much more involved and engaged in the learning. The maker movement really relies heavily on what they call peer-to-peer learning. They're actually learning from each other, and they're learning from adults, but in more of a sharing capacity. So it's not so much about just teaching and absorbing, but actually about experiencing problem solving, learning from what they're doing and changing what they're doing. And this brings up something called creative competence. And so what we're really developing with kids, besides all these experiences, is also their confidence in themselves and their ability to create and problem solve, which is a really important skill. Creativity scores in the United States have been declining for the last 20 years, and creativity is one of the #1 leadership qualities for the future. Kids need to be learning now how to use their creativity to solve problems, because we don't even know the problems that they'll be facing in the future, and that's going to be a really critical work skill